Prime Minister Tun Dr Mahathir Mohamad has defended the move to lower the price threshold for foreign home buyers. He says it is necessary to address the property overhang and introduce measures to ensure the market is healthy again. Otherwise, developers will get into trouble, and the situation risks ballooning into a malaise as seen in countries like Hong Kong and Tokyo. During the tabling of Budget 2020, Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng announced a plan to allow foreign nationals to buy homes costing as low as 600,000 ringgit instead of the previous threshold of 1 million ringgit. On a related note, Mahathir also says that the offer made to Kampong Baru landowners for their plots is justified despite not matching the current market price. The government is offering 850 ringgit per square foot for the land, but residents argue the price should be at least 1,000 ringgit per square foot. The PM says while the government can offer a higher rate, this would have a domino effect on the price of the properties which will be built on the tract later, which he says would put the new homes out of reach of the Malay community. A study on the petrol subsidy for middle-income earners could be completed as early as March 2020, paving the way for the inclusion of the group in Putrajaya's targeted fuel subsidy program. Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng says the government is working on a special card that will enable some 5 million eligible drivers from the M40 segment to enjoy a 30 cent per litre discount on RON 95 petrol. It is now identifying the appropriate mechanism to determine the eligibility criteria. To recap, the scheme will be limited to 100 litres per month for cars or 40 litres per month for motorcycle users and is limited to one vehicle per individual. The vehicle must be registered under the recipient's name. Once this subsidy scheme is implemented, RON 95 and diesel retail prices will be gradually floated to reduce leakages and cross-border smuggling of subsidized fuel, which is estimated to run into millions of ringgit. It will only kick in if the market price of RON 95, as determined by the automatic pricing mechanism, is above 2 ringgit 8 cent per litre. Otherwise, no fuel subsidy will be given. LPI Capital saw its third quarter net profit fall 4.35% to 87.8 million ringgit, mainly due to higher claims and lower interest income. Revenue still grew by 8.5% to 423.8 million ringgit. LPI founder and chairman Tan Sri Tehongpiao says the volatile global economic conditions and ongoing trade disputes continue to affect the performance of the Malaysian insurance industry. For the cumulative 9 months ended September 30th, 2019, the group's earnings rose 2.5% to 235.8 million ringgit, while top line gained 7% year-on-year to 1.2 billion ringgit. According to Teh, the rest of 2019 should remain challenging as economic conditions are not expected to improve soon. He says LPI has taken steps to consolidate its market position and is reviewing underperforming portfolios. Tan Sri Lee Kim Yew, Medtronic Global's largest shareholder, has requested that the company appoint an independent auditor to conduct a special audit on the corporate activities conducted this year. These comprise an executive's share option scheme, a joint venture, and a proposed private placement. He also wants an audit on the company's cash flow position. Lee holds a 29.01% equity interest in the group. In a statement today, he said he had instructed his solicitors to write to Medtronic's board of directors on September 30th about his request, which the group replied to on October 7th. Medtronic will hold a board meeting tomorrow, October 16th, and will inform Lee about the outcome on the same day. Affin Hwang Investment Bank has revised its forecast for the ringgit from 4.10 to 4.20 against the US dollar by end 2020. The research house says this is, among others, in anticipation that the US will not cut interest rates aggressively. As Affin Hwang pointed out in a note today, the US Federal Reserve only cut the federal funds rate by a total of 50 basis points this year, in a move that has supported the strength of the US dollar. Additionally, there hasn't been guidance from the Fed on quantitative easing despite intervention in the repo market. Affin Hwang also expects the ringgit to be weighed down by ongoing trade uncertainty, especially if tensions escalate. It says the Chinese yuan has depreciated by 3.3% year to date, and this may also contribute to the softer ringgit. Also, although Malaysia was retained in the FTSE Russell's World Government Bond Index, the country's position remains in the watch list. This, Afin Huang says, reflects some lingering uncertainty about Malaysia's position in the upcoming review next March.